What's up, everyone? This is the Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts, and today it's about 5 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday. We're going to do a quick market recap and just go over some of the trending sectors from today and some of the stocks that did well today. I'm here with OG Nikki. How you doing, Nikki?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Appreciate you joining me in the stream here. And if anyone is watching, yeah, we do got people tuning in on YouTube here. So you guys can just type any questions you want into YouTube, and I'll get to them right away. But let's talk about the heat map first. As you can see, if you're looking at my screen, just mainly was green today, right? So the SPY was up almost 1%. Lots of things were trending up today, which is a good thing to see. Amazon was down 1.43% and Walmart down 1.2%. That's several days in a row that both of them have been down. Amazon just did their forward split too. So personally, with Amazon, I'm waiting them to dip below the 120s before I start a position there. I think it could possibly come down to 110. And then that's where I'm going to start building a position in another account that I have. Home Depot was down a little bit, but overall, everything was basically running. And it was nice to see energy and basic materials and the market in general all running together, because usually they're opposite. Usually when the market is green overall, energy and basic materials will sell off a little bit, and then vice versa when the market is not green and it's red. A lot of times you'll see the energy and basic materials running. So it's nice to see them, those sectors all running together. As far as some of the sectors that were leading the pack today, we got energy on top, industrials and healthcare were the top three for today. And it's nice to see information technology in the green, because we all know that tech has taken a beating this year. So there's a lot of undervalued stocks in IT right now. So it's nice to see it kind of turning around here. I've got a couple questions on YouTube here from Caveman. Would like to know if I can look up MULN. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and pull my chart up here, and we can take a look at MULN, and I believe they are in the EV sector. So let's take a look at them. I do have an old Fibonacci drawn out here. It's a little bit old, so I think I'm going to get rid of it. Let's take a look at MULN. And also what I want to do is I want to check my indicators. Okay, so if you're looking at a chart on a longer time frame, instead of the EMA, it's probably better to use the MA. It's better for longer term time frames. So here we go. We got the chart of MULN pulled up here, and this is the 4-hour chart. So as you can see, on May 31st, had a really nice run, and it was during the day too, which is nice to see. A lot of times when these stocks, pop, a lot of times it's in extended hours, right? That they'll try and run a stock up at like 4 a.m. Eastern pre-market, or they'll do it at night, around 7, 8 p.m. right before extended hours closes. But it's nice to see that it ran during the day. We can go ahead and draw a Fibonacci on this. This looks like a great run here to draw one of those. So let's go ahead and draw that out. It's going to be the Fibonacci retracement, and we're just going to plot below. And then I'm going to plot the high here, which is the actual run. So we'll go ahead and lock that up. So now we have some levels to go by here. And Caveman, I'm not sure if you're in, I'm assuming it's probably a swing trade. We do day trade this a lot, but if you do have a position in MULN, the levels that we want to see it hold is, we got the Fibonacci 38% here is about 131.6, $1.31. So we definitely want to make sure it holds that level. If it's not able to hold that 131 level, well, the next one down is going to be the 124. So those are the two levels that we would like for it to hold. And as you can see, when it did make this run on May 31st, let me just make sure. Okay, yep, I am I just had to check something. So when it did make this run on May 31st, we draw this Fibonacci out. As you can see, this 50% level, this $1.24, held up really nice on the $1.24 level. And it really, I mean, we got a couple wicks that went below it, but overall, when the candles closed, they closed above the $1.24 mark, held up the 124 very nicely. We breached the 131 to the upside a couple days ago, a couple trading sessions ago. It wasn't able to hold, and it fell back down to the 124. But here we go again, two trading days ago, which was basically, including today. This was yesterday. We breached the 131 again. We're trying to go after this 140 would be the next level there. Sold off a little bit, but now we're holding the 131 pretty well. So it was the 124 we were making sure that we can hold. Now that we've held that and breached the 131, now we're holding the 131 fairly good. So this is good because, as you can see, we're making higher lows, right? So, we have a low right here, which was about 120, if you count the bottom of this wick. And then if you go forward in price action, it made a higher low. So I do like to see that. And then sure enough, today, earlier this morning, we made another higher low. So that's 1, 2, 3 higher lows in a row. That's looking good for MULN, Caveman. If you're in a swing position, I wouldn't worry too much. Just keep your eye on this 131 level and this 124 level. But according to the last 4 trading sessions, we're making somewhat a higher lows here. So that's good to see. So this thing could definitely have some more juice still left in it. As far as long-term targets go, I believe, we can just go back over here. We could actually change this to the daily chart and get a little bigger picture of a longer-term target. This thing, the next level I'm seeing is probably going to be in probably the mid twos, because you could see this level right here where it made a lower high when it was trending down. This is the last level that I would keep your eye on, because we've already passed these levels here. So if we can hold the 131 and make it to 140, and you bought some, okay, Caveman said he bought some at $1. So you're sitting real good right now. You're up 35% on this position. So I would look for it again. I would look for it to hold the 131. We got to make sure we do that tomorrow. And then the next target's going to be 140. And then if it goes above the 140, we can go back to the 4-hour chart here, and let's look at the. Let me just kind of scale up over here. Okay, yeah. So that's going to be the top of the fib there. So 140 and then 156. So as it's climbing up these levels, we just need to make sure it holds the previous level. But as far as continuing to hold longer, you're up 35%. Maybe think about selling some of your position, or at least maybe putting a stop loss in somewhere below maybe 130 to make sure you can walk with some profit there. It doesn't have to be your whole position, whatever your risk tolerance is, but maybe try and at least put a stop loss of a certain portion of your position, somewhere around 130, below that, and then look for a continuation to 140, and then breach if we can get above this 156, then we're going to be well on our way. Let me reset this chart to possibly going after this next resistance here, which is going to be somewhere around the mid twos. All right. So keep your eye out on that, Caveman. I hope that helped. But I like to play personally. And the main reason is because what I was just saying earlier about the higher lows. Now, they're not dramatic higher lows, but they are higher lows. Okay. So that's definitely still in somewhat of an uptrend there. So I like it. Let's see if we have, doesn't look like we have any other questions. It looks like Lily just joined us as well in Discord. Yeah, no problem, Caveman. Anytime, ask away. That's what we're here for. And I love doing the fibs on these recent runs here, especially on the 4-hour chart. Give us some good levels to look at. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to, let's see, let's get rid of the MA. Let's go back to the EMA. I'm going to go to SPY. And we're going to look at some intraday stuff here. Let's see.
What's
Okay.
it look?
Oh,
Sorry.
oh no, gotcha. Hey, Lily, how you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing, sweetie?
Pretty good, pretty good. Good to see you. Yeah, so I already went over some sector information. I didn't quite finish the sector information, but we already went
Ooh.
over the heat map. Yeah, lots of green today. It's very
Ooh.
nice to see. And what I was saying earlier is it's nice to see energy and basic materials. Some of these flight to safety stocks, it's nice seeing them run with the market. They're all running together. So
Yes,
that's
that's
definitely like
beautiful.
positive sign, for the market in general. Not saying that, we couldn't sell off tomorrow for whatever reason, but it's nice seeing the sectors running together there. And then, as far as top sectors, I had already mentioned that the top three sectors for today was healthcare, industrials,
Nice.
energy. And it was nice to see information technology in the green today as well. Because I definitely, technology is not going anywhere. It's just been getting beat down so much this year that I would like to see them recover, because there are a lot of undervalued IT stocks right now. And the bottom three were consumer discretionary, consumer staples, and communication services. Those two were still green.
Starting to pick up though.
Yeah, things are picking up. I like what I'm seeing. So now we can go over some day trades that I took today. Today
Awesome.
was definitely a bullish day overall.
It was
I
needed.
Yeah, it definitely was needed, and we were up almost 1% today on the SPY. So
Nice.
from the previous close to what we closed at, almost a $4 or $5, basically $4 or $5 move to the upside overall. So we took advantage of some call options. Me personally, I waited about 30 minutes to an hour when the market opened, and I entered my first position right around 10:30. And this is, it kind of just, we weren't really sure which direction it was
Yeah.
going, because it looked like it wanted to just be a bull run all day right out the gate. And then it pulled back here, went up again. We actually formed a double top
Yeah.
in the morning, which a lot of people might have entered puts there, especially when this price action got below some of these moving averages. But ultimately,
Exactly.
it ended up being a bear trap because that
It,
double top,
and
it
you
thinned
know
out,
what? There was nothing wrong with waiting that out and
and that's
being
why I
patient.
wait.
What a
That's why
beauty.
I wait. Yep. So right around 10:30, because even when this double top formed, and then it looked like it wanted to start coming down, even on the 1 minute chart, we held up this red 200 moving average really nicely. Matter of fact, let me turn on the VWAP since we're looking at intraday here. So the VWAP is this orange line here. And then we got the 50-day there. But it held up the 200-day moving average real nicely. And for me, if I would have saw this double top, I personally wouldn't have got faked out, because I would have waited for price action to fall below this 200-day moving average, which it never did. But if it did do that, if we had a red candle that formed below this after the double top and price actions below some moving averages, that probably would have been a good confirmation for me to maybe get into some puts. But of course, it never did that. And right around 10:30, when it reversed, and it was a very nice reversal here. We got these two big green candles here. When this green candle formed, what I wanted to make sure was we were going to get above this red candle that happened at 10:07 a.m. That was the resistance in my mind that we needed to break to be able to end up being a bullish kind of day here.
I
And that's
agree. And
exactly,
it's a beautiful play. I mean, even if
yeah,
you waited all that out, because there's a lot of uncertainty before that. I
yeah,
wouldn't have liked to been there either. So
yeah.
you did the absolute right thing, waiting that out and making a plan for today's trade. And I'm sure it did wonderful.
Yeah, so this is what I was
It's
waiting for.
up.
I'll try and make it a little brighter here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe you can see that a little better. So this red line here, and that's the top of this bearish candle. This is like a big body bearish candle here. That's what I wanted to break to be able to give me, um, you know, confidence. Okay, let's go ahead and enter calls there. And it did breach it right here. We had a little bit of a pullback, and then as you can see, if you're looking at the time, right at 10:30 is right when we got this guy, and this is where I entered my calls. because
Beautiful.
we did breach the red line here. You could see that this green candle ultimately closed above it a little bit. We had a slight pullback back to the 9-day moving average, completely bounced, and buyers stepped in. And then if you're looking at the volume profile, you see all these nice green candles coming in. Just take this set of candles here. Definitely way more green than red volume candles. So that told me, okay, we're going for a ride here. So I entered about 10:30, and I did not stop out until this red candle closed below this 9-day moving average. And this is the exponential moving average. So that was a pretty good gain. I entered about the middle of this green candle. So SPY was around 410, 410.80. And then I rode this play. No reason to stop out. Price action was still above this 9-day moving average. And then almost got tricked out here, but I stayed in the play because the candle actually didn't close below it. And then ultimately ended up closing below it right here. This is where I took profit. And as you can see, that was like a $2.50 move by SPY. Ended up getting about 40% on those call options there.
And you did that absolutely right.
Yep. And it was fun to play.
What a great trade.
Yeah. And so I took profit there. Price action ended up coming, retracing back to VWAP. And I was kind of thinking, maybe this might be time to get into puts. I ultimately never did get into puts because I just knew that today was going to be a bullish day because it started off so fantastic. And we did breach the 200 MA at one point in time. But what you want to keep your eyes on is how small these candles are. Look how small they are. And they're kind of like doji candles too, indecision candles. So that's the main reason why I didn't enter puts. Yes, we did get this big bearish candle here, but I want to see a confirmation candle. And the next candle that popped out was almost a dragonfly hammer candle kind of looking candle. So that came out. Yes, we did get a good sized bearish candle after that. But because of this long bottom wick, I knew that the buyers were starting to step back in. So this really didn't scare me. And it was not confirmation to get into puts, in my opinion, because of this somewhat of a hammer candle that formed here.
Well, it was the right call. Either way, you were being patient yet again.
Yep. and I the next trade I did was at 12:30. I entered calls again right here. Right when we got this big bullish candle here. We're back above VWAP again, back above the blue 9-day. We did have a pullback, and as soon as we got the pullback, and then this other, this would kind of be more like a dragonfly candle, or you could call it a long lower wick candle. But again, that shows you the buyers are there because the sellers pushed it down. And then the buyer stepped back in and pushed it right up, forming this long bottom wick. So I entered calls again right here. And again, no reason to stop out until price action breaches and closes below the 9-day. So once again, I entered calls here at 411, took it up here to about the mid 412 area, ended up stopping out right here. This is about a $1 run on SPY. Ended up taking like 20, it was around 20% profit on that one. And I could have stayed in the play and took it for a lot more, but that pretty much ended my trading day because I had to do a lot of. Or
you can always re-enter, but that's the thing. You might have other things to do or whatever. You made your profits, you were out, and trading like this is winners all day long.
Yeah,
having that patience, getting that confirmation. I mean, don't get me wrong, things can go south quickly, but this is the way to be consistent and constantly pulling in those profits. Not being too greedy and going ahead and taking it, and it's a successful trade, and that's what matters.
Yeah,
keep doing that, and that account will grow.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of base hits every now and then. We'll get a home run and we'll celebrate those, and but I'm not looking for home runs every single. I'm not looking for them. I'd rather get a bunch of base hits and slowly grow the account.
And that's not sustainable either. That's a
always
way to look at the market. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Use it for the tool that it is, whatever it's giving you that day, or what it's kind of the trend has been in the past, little while. We've been doing the short-term trades, where the short-term volatility, where we're in and out and we're taking our gains until it says otherwise. So far, we're still doing the same thing we've been doing. It's just
Yep.
greener today than usual.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice.
It's been a wild ride, but we got Exxon Mobil had a pretty nice run today. They were up 4.5%. So definitely oil is still on a tear.
Yeah, I have been all over the oil,
Mm-hmm.
Oxy and all that.
Yeah,
So
Marathon.
yes.
Let's see what the airlines did. The airlines, we got Spirit Airlines was up 2% today. Not bad, not bad. Delta Airlines up almost 2%. So a lot of the airlines follow each other. Here's JetBlue here. JetBlue was actually flat, but the other airlines were up, so that's good. Cruise lines, they were basically flat today. Royal Caribbean, they were down 0.1%. Not really much there. Norwegian Cruise Line was up almost 1%. Carnival Cruise Line was up 1.25%. I think Carnival Cruise Line gets most of the attention, with the cruise stocks. And it's funny because Norwegian Cruise Line is actually a better company financially and in their books and balance sheets. Norwegian Cruise Line is way better company than Carnival Cruise Line, but Carnival Cruise Line is a bigger company. It's just their margins aren't as good
that
as
it's
Norwegian.
possible the stock price could be more appealing to some traders because it's a little bit lower. You can afford a little bit more.
That's true. Yeah.
They like playing it a little bit more just because it's 13 instead of 58.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it's getting some action here. But I agree with you. The other one is a better one, but I do see the appeal of Carnival as well.
Yeah, and especially, we're kind of breaking into the summer months here, and I think the next earnings are going to be good for cruise lines, coming out of the summer months, and we should see a pop there on the cruise line stocks. This is actually the ARC fund. These are the most heavily weighted stocks in the ARC fund. So Roku was up 4.3%, Zoom was up 3.6. A lot of the ARC stocks were actually up today, so that's good to see. ARC in general was up almost 3%, and ARC's been getting beat down this year a lot, as you can see from this daily chart here.
Yeah, it has all the ARC funds.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of flat for the second half of
Mm-hmm.
2021. They just kind of traded sideways, and then as soon as we hit November, December, and especially January, I mean, they were at $87, $88 in January, and they hit a low of $35. So they took a 50% haircut on the price of their stock. Yeah, and it's an innovation ETF, so there's a lot of tech companies and the ARC and stuff like that. So I think that had a little bit to do with why they sold off as well, because tech in general just kind of took a big hit.
Oh yeah, got beat down so bad, bad. But they also had a crazy bull run. We have to keep that in mind. So when you're looking at it like, why is it down so much? I mean, you should be asking, why was it up so much?
Yeah,
we're probably in the right levels right around here,
Yeah, I mean, let me go back to the ARC here, and let's go back to March of 2020 when COVID hit. They hit a low of 33, and then for the whole year of 2020, monster bull run, they went from $33 to almost $160.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what's that?
And
that's
pretty
almost
quickly.
a 5x return. It's a 5x return. Yep.
They did that pretty quickly, though. This right here, what we saw, and it pulled back where it is now, that was totally expected.
Yeah, I mean, where it just pulled back to, I mean, that's the COVID low. It hit COVID low.
Right on it.
I mean, I think, to be honest with you, that would have been a good time to go long on either the ARC itself or some of the stocks in the ARC, because that was a very strong support.
Well, and I agree. I don't disagree with you, but here's how I'm looking at it. So was that the opportunity? We won't know until we get a little bit further out. Do I look for the market to be shaky still? Absolutely. There's more to come. So it's very possible. And this is what I want to see. Let me see these come back and retest that. If we get a retest and it holds, then I'm ready to go long. And I may only do half of a position because I'd be okay with adding another half once we get some time behind it. But maybe it comes back down and makes a newer low. I don't know yet, but that's when I'll be interested.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the price action when COVID hit, it didn't necessarily retest it, but we did get a small pullback. But it
I
didn't
do
go,
see that.
it didn't retest it, but it did have a small pullback. So maybe just wait for that little pullback, which let's see what this
And
looks
that's
like.
another idea. Maybe do 10% right there.
Yeah, I mean, as long as
But
you're
then
not
also keep in mind what's happening in the market currently. Whenever that happens, you've got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So good stuff
But
there.
yeah, lots of opportunity. I mean, I'm really excited. I don't know. I mean, I've seen where, some traders are signed off and I hadn't seen them in a while. Some people on Facebook are just giving up and, just in general, the chat from the retail. So I'm seeing that and I'm like, why? Why aren't you interested in a bear market? Why would you want to buy the top of a bull market? This is
Right.
exactly when you need to be examining what you want and what you want to do and what your longs are going to be and what price range are you interested in those longs. This is the time to evaluate that and get that kind of money ready, that capital ready to for whenever we do get the confirmations and we are holding up and we're more stable and the economy seems to be stable. It's time.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a lot of good deals out there right now, as long as we're not putting all our eggs in one basket or our whole
Yep.
portfolio into one thing. Try and diversify a little bit. But yeah, there was some good runners
Exactly.
today.
It's time to examine and do that stuff in the bear market for sure. Don't be so scared that you're like, oh no, I ain't touching that.
Right.
Don't miss those opportunities. Also, Bull, before we get off here, I know we got a few more minutes. Caveman's been saying hi and hello to us. And
Yep,
I didn't see him. Did you say something to him?
I already answered all his
Perfect.
questions and everything. Yep.
Perfect. I
I
just
think
want
that
to
was
make
before
sure.
you got here.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm just so glad that he's here. Hi, Caveman, and thank you for participating.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go ahead,
But
Bull.
yeah, it's about 5:30, so I am gonna go get ready for the PBU semester 2 class. For anyone listening on YouTube,
Hey, you got to get that education on.
Yep, for anyone listening on YouTube, we do offer a 22 class education program in our premium section on Discord. So if you're interested, we also have a free section of our Discord, and you get lots of info from there as well.
Absolutely, we do live streams all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you joining me, Lily, and I'll go ahead and end the recording.
Thank you, Bull.
Yep, I'll see y'all in the next video.
You guys have a great one. See you next Tuesday.
Thanks. Bye.